Hey, what's up guys, it's TechZoomer talking to you here. And today's video is a photography review for the Sony A6700. So, if you are interested in photography and you want an hybrid camera that can take amazing video and amazing photos, I have the video review and the full review on my channel. But today's review is going to be focused more on photography and all the photos that I took in my recent trip to Milan, Italy. Oh, and I forgot to tell you, I will be doing this on my Mac, so if you actually see me looking down, I'm looking to my computer to check the photos. Drop a like down below, subscribe to the channel, and of course, Miguel from the past, take it away. Thank you, Miguel from the future. We're now in Italy, Milano, right in front of the castle, this Forza Castle, and we're ready to test out the Sony A6700 photo capabilities and also some video. So, I hope you enjoy this little vlog throughout Italy. Take it again, Miguel of the future. So, let's begin with the first photos, obviously. I gotta tell you, these were taken on, I would say, beginning of the afternoon, so after lunch, and they all look like midday lighting. It was not very bright, but all the photos look very creamy. I think that this Sony look is very common, especially on this car photo. You can see right here. On this car photo, you can see that all the colors look really, really good. I really like the colors on the Sonys. All the photos from Sony look like this. I don't know what it is. I don't think it's saturation, but it's some sort of color science that Sony does. Canon has a very warm picture. Sony, otherwise, it's not a very warm picture, but it's also not very cold. I don't know. It's kind of weird. Let's move on. By the way, this car is really, really cool. Again, all the photos, the focus was really fast. Like, again, you can see here on this picture, on the right side. The left side, the colors are amazing on the street, the roads, the skies, everything is perfect. I do really like to take photos like this on my Sony. But on the right side, you can see the zoom in picture. Again, this was taken with the zoom lens, the 105 to 18 millimeters, so a very wide range zoom lens. But you can see here, the focus completely nailed. This picture is not easy to nail focus because it's very far away, but still the camera nailed focus on the faces, on all the details, so perfectly focused photo. Moving on, obviously, we also have more photos like this one. These two are, I would not say portrait photography, but I'm more like so. And all the colors here look amazing. This was like 5 on the afternoon, 4. So, yeah, all the photos here look really good. Again, this Leonardo da Vinci statue, perfectly focused. This is the main strong thing about the Sony A6700, is the perfect focus. It's because of the AI chip, everything just goes really easy. Moving on, I do believe that the next photos, this one was just a joke, sorry for that, truly a joke. And now I enter the galleries, one of the most beautiful places on Italy. And as you can see here, beautiful. But now I'm done talking, at least for now. I will let you enjoy a little bit of Italy. Roll the music. all these photos now are taken during the golden hour, and I do really like them a lot. These photos here, they have a mix to them. And for you to understand why, I will pause here for a second. The left photo, the far left photo, you can see, this is where this photo was taken. So I was on a boat and I had a window in front of me. All the photos that you see with this mist look to it, which actually I do think looks amazing, this was taken throughout a window. So you can see here, the window had water, had dirt, humidity. So the camera still managed to focus on the house, on the middle, and even the place saying Bellagio, which is an amazing place. It's not the hotel in Vegas. No, this is the real deal. But this was all taken through a window. And all the photos that you saw a little bit backwards, the last 3 photos and these 3 photos, were taken through a window. So even on very harsh conditions, on very touristic conditions, not the idealist conditions, the Sony A6700 really does it perfectly. Oh my God, this is where the most difficult part of the camera review actually begins and where the Sony just completely shines. As a photography camera, I have nothing to say until now. But let's move on. Here, these next 3 photos, these were not taken through a window, so again, you can see that they look much, much better. This was taken again during the golden hour on me with a subject, amazing. This was taken to show you the details of the camera. And this is a widescape photography, so you can show you the different colors on the landscape. But then I decided to visit a church that was actually pretty cool. This is, I think, an 8th century church, or a very, very old church, the one that you are seeing right now on the screen. And oh my gosh, inside was a beauty. Like, I entered the church thinking, well, it will be old, like I'm used to old churches here in Europe. But when you enter inside, just take a look. This just looks like those churches that you see on the series from the medieval ages. Insane. The lighting conditions were not the best, and so the Sony kind of struggled with ISO. I think that this video was taken with 10,000 ISO, which is insane. There's not a lot of noise. You can see some noise, but there's not a lot of noise. So I do believe the Sony, even on low light conditions, even being an APS-C camera, does it really, really well. Here's the photo, even better than the video. So I wouldn't worry about low light conditions. Again, more golden hour photos. This is where the camera really shines. Landscape photos, portraits, again, and more portraits. Here the portraits look insane. These are probably my 3 favorite photos with my dad, and another video showing the beauty of this place. Lake Como is really, really beautiful and really, really insane to take photos. Again, one of the best photos I've ever taken in my life. I totally advise you coming here. It was beautiful, breathtaking. So, the sun is almost down and I don't have that much time with good lighting. And my first impressions here on the field is that the Sony A6700 is doing an amazing job. So yeah, all of this video and some parts of this vlog have been shot with the Sony A6700, some with the iPhone, but the pictures are currently really, really good. The place is also amazing, Lake Como is also beautiful, so it helps out. Miguel to the future, take it away. Let's now test out the performance of the camera on a very well lit condition on the snow. Yes, on the snow here in Switzerland, the camera is behaving really well. I have a K&F filter for the camera because I need to top down the exposure with some ND stops, but anything else, the camera is working just fine. Right here, I was preparing to take some photos out of these snowy mountains, and as you can see, this is a lot of snow. And what happens when there's a lot of snow and a lot of white? with a lot of sunlight is that your highlights get blown out. So in the next pictures you will notice that I had to control the highlights really well. And like I told you, I needed to get a filter. I used the KNS filter that I actually really love a lot. But again, I think that the next photos will impress you how good they actually turned out. So take a look. These were really good. All the sharpness on the mountains, the rocks, everything was just in focus. Then some portrait photography here, insane. Then obviously I need to take some wide shots, some portrait shots for you to actually notice that this camera in every single condition just does it perfectly. There's no scenario where you think, I wish I had a better camera. No, zooming in, wide shots, ultra wide shots, some G-Wagon shots, one of my favorite cars, shout out Mercedes, and again, then I needed to take more photos with more photos. As far as low temperatures go, it's about -2 degrees Celsius outside, 29 Fahrenheit, and no signs of slowing down from the camera. So if you are worried about the temperatures, cold temperatures, I can attest that at least until -2, the cameras is just no problem. Just like on the boat, I needed to take these photos through a window because I was on a moving train, and so the motion blur here, I needed to put the shutter speed much higher, which for the Sony was not a problem again. As you can see, all of these photos look really good. Some look a little bit blown out on the highlights, especially these mountain shots, because let's be honest, it was kind of difficult to control the lighting conditions. This one is a bit better, you can see a little bit more contrast on the rocks, the highlights are a bit more controlled, but with this much snow, with this much light, it's not that easy. But again, the greens are really green, all of the thing is really well saturated, the train looks really good, bright red, and I think that the colors look natural. I remember this place just like I'm seeing right now in the photos. They look really natural, the train looks really good, and even on a moving train like 50-60 kilometers per hour, you can see here the natural motion blur on the photos, they look amazing. Even when it's a bit blurred, they look really good. Again, then I went to this Forza Castle, which is one of the most famous castles in Milan. If you play Assassin's Creed, you know what I'm talking about. And here, the lighting conditions were get a bit more mist, it was on a different day, and a lot more fog, a lot more grace on the photos. So they were different, still good, and that's why I think that the Sony is a really good camera. Apart now from these photos that you are seeing, the Sony A6700 is a camera that you can take photos and trust on the photo that you get. You just don't get bad photos. All the photos are in focus, all the photos that you take, if it's on automatic mode, are really good. But if you are a professional, if you are someone that wants to use manual mode, then yeah, you will get better photos, but you need to control the camera better. As you can see, the focus, the colors, they all look great. But once I enter a place where the lighting was not that great, inside of the castle, seeing the museum, that's where the light will deteriorate. You will see a bit afterwards, but I don't think I have anything more to say for these photos, so enjoy a bit more with some music. So, let me know what you thought in the comments down below. At the end, I thought that the Sony A6700 did a really good job. In my trip to Italy, I'm really glad that I brought this camera. I had the iPhone 15 Pro Max with me, But still, most of the photos that I took were with the Sony. I took over 2,000 photos. Of course, I only showed you about 200 photos, so I filtered it down to about 10% that are photos that I took, like 200 photos out of 2,000 photos, but still, they were great. The funnest part was actually taking the photos on a moving train or moving boat because I had to have the shutter speed really cranked up, or on low lighting conditions like on that church. All of those were challenging spots to take photos, but still, I think I learned a lot, and I think that this camera performed really well. If you are a beginner, totally advise you to buy one. If you want to have a hybrid camera that shoots really good video, that you saw in this video, and really good photos, again, today's video is the proof of that. So I do believe that for most people, this APS-C camera is a beast, and it's actually overpowered. So if you are looking to buy cheap, I would say cheap between gasps because it costs you around $1,400 with cheap lenses, again APS-C lenses, then I would say that the Sony A6700 is the best new, yes new, not used, beginner's camera. So let me know in the comments below what you think, drop a like down below, and of course subscribe to the channel. Thank you guys for watching. This video took a long time. This was before New Year's Eve and I'm only launching it right now. So as you can see, a lot of work was put in, so drop a like down below and subscribe to the channel to show your support. Thank you guys for watching, bye bye.